talking about tools of content creation. And it's going to be a fun show because we are a hot mess this morning. Yay. And so we're going to be bringing you some of the tools that we use when we're creating content. Again, you don't need all of these tools. I don't use all of these tools every day, but I have found them to be super helpful on the journey, just to give you kind of that leg up so you're not super frustrated. Anyway, so today I'll introduce myself, then I'm going to hand things over to Stephanie as we get started today. So my name is Elizabeth Doss. I am a social media content I am a creator, I'm a manager, but I really love inspiring and being a consultant and getting people to think about their own brand, their own business, and how they could start to tell their story in a fun way. But I also do that with animated GIFs. I help brands and businesses leverage that corner of the internet where we create these little animations, have touch points. It's to increase engagement in the comments and in DMs and in Instagram stories, even the little GIF stickers. But I brand them to your brand so that you can connect with your community and build community along the way. And so I'm going to hand things over to Stephanie as we get started today.
So you can start pushing all of the buttons. Elizabeth, welcome everyone. I'm Stephanie Gillis-Polgard. I am the brand architect behind Take Roots Consulting. And I love when Elizabeth says, she's all about community and sparking that joy through what she does, not just with the animated GIFs, which of course are a lot of fun. We probably use them, everybody watching, whether it's on the replay or live on a daily, and myself too, right? So I work with brands, businesses, nonprofits to help them not just with the traditional PR or public relations and marketing strategies, but to help them interject or think about other ways and strategies that spark conversation, both on and offline, build those relationships, drive those conversations, and ultimately lead to greater impact. So today, as you said, Elizabeth, we're kind of a hot mess. We use all of these tools, not all of the time, but when we talk about content creation, first of all, there's usually a sense of overwhelm. It's like, what do I have to create for today or this week or this month? And some of the things that we're going to show you today may just give you back some time in those days or in those weeks or in those months as you're planning, as you're actually creating. Maybe you're a scheduler of content. We're going to kind of go through some of our favorites, our go-to tools in our little toolboxes. So with that, I'm thinking Elizabeth is done pressing all of the buttons and welcoming all of our people from all the different platforms that we're streaming live on now. And we're going to kick it off. Elizabeth, over to you.
Yes. I am. So I've reposted on LinkedIn. Got to do it on Instagram here in a second, but we're totally good, you guys. Okay, so when you think about your content creation side of things, some people think you have to have like these big cameras and all this stuff, but guys, this is all you need is your phone that you use on a regular basis. Now, we may be talking some iPhone typey features today, but I just wanted to let you know that obviously you can use your Android as well. We are equal opportunity in that realm. But this is really all you need. And there are some basic things that you can do without buying all of this stuff. But I have found a couple of objects that are. And so I thought maybe we'd start with tripods first, Steph. So I have a couple examples that I have that I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna drop a link in the chat. And if you're watching this in replay mode on YouTube, there'll be a link in the description to find some of these, to find all of these things if you want to purchase them. Okay, so I wanted to start with the one that everybody may currently have. And that is one of these, guys, I'm going to make a mess and lots of stuff here. But that's one of these regular tripod-y type deals here where you can expand it, you can make it taller. This one actually has a ring light that goes on the top of it, and a way for you to turn your phone horizontal or vertical. And so this is one of those ones that's pretty simple. Now, one thing I've run into with these, excuse me, is they do have this remote, but the plug on it is a lovely USB plug, which can
Mm.
get kind of annoying because you can't just plug it straight into things. So this is that combo of a ring light and a tripod. And so I just wanted to throw that one in the mix. That is a super great one if you need lighting and other reasons. I should have turned that on because that one actually you can change the color of the lighting itself. Okay, more tripods. Here is a fun one that I had gotten. It's called Tentacle. And is what it says. It's got these little suction cup thingies, but they're also bendable, so you can hook it onto things. Like what I love about that is you could like hook it onto a fence and then use these other two to make it stand out. Even the top part is bendable, and you can turn it vertical or horizontal as well. But you can actually stick this to things. It just takes a little bit. And something I found with the sticky things is that you've got to keep these clean. If they're dusty, then it's going to be a hot mess. But if you'll put them in a little bit of warm water, it shrinks them and it makes them like reactivate in their fun way. I have 3 more, just really quick. This was a gift from James a while ago, and I love this one. I got this one like 2 or 3 years ago. Guys, this base is so heavy. Like I'm holding it with one hand and it is staying steady. This is something I've run into using tripods and other things, is the falling over once you add your phone on it. But one reason why I love this one is because it is so sturdy and heavy. And also the big thing for me is at the time I was doing more artwork. And so I could actually put this on the table and tilt my phone down, and you can make it taller. Sorry, trying to scoot back. Taller, but you can shoot down. So say you are doing crafts, say you're writing, maybe you're cutting up vegetables or you're painting or whatever, but you can have this downward facing on your desk. It's also great for behind the scenes type stuff. So James got me this one for Christmas this year, but I haven't used it very much. Again, it's going to be in the link below. But when you set it down, and I should have turned it on, this little camera follows my motion so that as it's going, this will turn and follow me as I'm walking past certain things. And so you can set it up and it will track you. We tried it out in the room. It will do that. And my last one before I hand things back to you, Steph, is one of my favorite little ones to like keep with you. This is called Octobuddy. And I was gonna, Steph, let's see if we can do this, because I was gonna share my screen. Let's see if I can pull it up very quickly, and then I need to mute myself because you're not going to want to hear me talk. Sharing. This is the first time we shared our screen, guys.
We are pushing all the buttons.
In Riverside. So here I am. Show up. Can you see that, Stephanie? So I'm showing you the Octobuddy here. You can actually stick it to your phone and stick it to a mug. You can stick it to different places when you're ripping it off. But but you can also stick it to windows. So anywhere you're at can turn into a tripod. This door. This is great for behind the scenes, like your everyday doing some of that voiceover stuff. I took this one because when James is done doing selfies and he's just over it, you'll see him in the background in a minute. I can take selfies using it on on a door. You can also stick it underneath a cabinet and actually show, cutting and that type of stuff. I do use it for television watching too, like while I'm brushing my teeth, while I'm washing dishes. I'll stick it in different places so that I can watch my favorite shows. So it's not just for creation, but also for enjoying. And what I love is that it's removable. Now, I'm having some issues with it because it is dusty. If it gets dirty, it will drop your phone. So please keep that in mind. You have to keep this clean. It has a little baggie. I got in a hurry and I didn't put it back in its little house, and so it stopped. Doing that. Let's see if I can stop sharing. Okay, so it stopped working, but if you see here, there is stuff on both sides. I can turn it like that so you can see, but I can quickly stick it to my phone and you can hear it.
Yes.
Sticking, and then stick it to an object. This may not work because of but there, it's doing it. and you can hear it unstick, but it needs to be clean or it will lose its stickiness. Oh my goodness, Steph, I will hand it back to you.
Well, that's like you were saying before with the other version of the suction cups. It's about the warm water, keeping it clean, and then you can move it. I'm guessing even just a quick touch up in between if you're putting it to, the mug to the wall, which maybe didn't get its spring cleaning and has lots of dust on it, to a window, to whatever. Yeah. So listen, I know that we are going through this fast, but at the same time, it's just to give people some ideas. And as Elizabeth already suggested, she's going to make sure that there's links if you're interested in kind of looking at other reviews of these types of products or interested in adding it to your toolbox or toolkit, you can go ahead and take a look at it. If you have questions, if you have other tools that you are using that are your go-tos, we would love to hear. Put them in the chat. Doesn't matter what platform you're watching on, whether you're joining us live on YouTube, over on LinkedIn, Facebook. Please do, because you're helping build that community and build the courage to show up, make things a little bit easier, and maybe add some more time back into your day. So not to get too technical, because we all know I'm not a technical person, but handhelds are kind of fun, and they don't need to break the bank either. So when I'm out and about, whether I'm, and I've done a lot of event work, I do media press conferences, I'm just out living my life, doing the things. I don't always carry one of these handhelds, but usually, and I don't even know what the last pricing would be because I've had both of these for a while. They did not break the bank. One of them was just about the $100 mark. The other one was a little closer to like $130, $140. And that was 4 or 5 years ago. So, when you're looking at what tools, if you want stability in your videos when you're shooting, right? So again, you want those pan shots, but you don't want to be doing this while you're walking. The handhelds are a wonderful tool to be able to capture that, and again, super lightweight. That's another reason why I like it. But I guess if you wanted to do resistance training, you could get two and do that. Although use the base like Elizabeth said, hers is quite heavy. So yeah, so this is DJI. Is the brand name on both of these. So again, same company, slightly different models, but do the exact same thing. And again, if you're out and about, you do a lot of events, or you just want to maybe have, we talked about this before, a teenager, a family member, James, come over and shoot some video for you. A handheld works great because we spend an awful lot of time in our offices, right? Whether it's a home-based office or not, you're in front of your laptop. This was gifted to me. And this again, so now it does not extend like the version that you showed, Elizabeth, but it is good, easy, propped up. It's a little bit lighter, right? So again, you were talking about a nice heavy base. This one, by the time you put your phone in it, it will sit nice, but for me, for stability, I just want to make sure I have it weighted on the back side so that when I'm in the middle of doing a clip, it doesn't accidentally flip forward. $15, for something like this again. So an easy, affordable tool if you do a lot of your own. So again, whether you're looking for that behind the scenes, B-roll content or footage that we talk about a lot, feel like, look at some of these things. They're very easy, but it was gifted to me because back in the day when I was on TikTok a lot, during those first couple of years of COVID, I'd have my phone propped up on just about anything. And a friend from my TikTok community who has now become, a really live human friend, sent it to me. And I use it on a regular basis, not daily, but I'm not in my home office daily as well. Okay, charging. How many times, right, do we talk about the charging? This actually was gifted to me by my teenage son for Christmas one year because I kept going, where are my cords? How am I going to go ahead and charge up the phone? And so this just sits on my desk, but it is USB. So it's not that standard plug-in. I can plug it in to my laptop or into an extension. And here we go, an adapter, which is one of the tools that I use on a regular. Now I'm a little nervous about unplugging it because I've got my laptop set up and it is hooking in right now about 4 different devices and or monitors, cameras and such, but an adapter is what I throw in my bag all the time because I'm a Mac user. And when I'm at client offices, is that, yes, perfect, exactly. I want to always have this in my purse, in a backpack, when I'm traveling, because the last thing I need is to show up and not have, again, all of them have different cords, different abilities to plug in. So by having that adapter always with me, again, small, like I think it's under $20, but it's a go-to tool for me. Now, Elizabeth, before I throw this back to you, and I know that we're, again, ramming through all of these tools, this is the fun part of just showing. This is like the show and tell day. If there was ever going to be a show and tell day, this is the day. I have no idea what's going to happen to my lighting, but I'm going to show you this. This is my latest piece. So just like when you showed what you use when you're doing overhead, when you started with the overhead art, or if you're in the kitchen, let's say you like to prep meals, you're a vlogger and you're doing those types of things and you want those overhead shots, and there's no way unless you have somebody standing with you and then they're in your light, it's a problem. I went ahead and I actually got this. So it has both the ring light on it, but the ability to move this and do overhead as well. So this can move up and down. I can't change the weighting of it right now. It can move. And then of course the lighting, as we know, good lighting helps with that video production. So it's not like we're all in the film industry. Next step isn't necessarily Hollywood for a lot of us, but the ring light, you can get the small ones, the little ones, the big ones. You can get ones that even clip. I have one in my backpack. When I throw it over to you, I'll grab it. That clip onto your phone. So again, if you like to do a lot of the handheld video, but you want to make sure that the lighting is good, you can clip it right onto your phone. So all just little things that hopefully give you the courage to keep showing up, pressing the buttons, maybe save some time, make your life just a little bit easier. That was a lot, but now it's back over to you, Elizabeth.
I knew we were not going to have a problem filling this hour, just so everybody, no, I mean half hour, not a whole hour. And I'm going to do the same thing, Steph, here in just a minute. I forgot 2 things that I want to go grab. So after I do this next little segment, we will do that. Okay, guys, another there's your clip-on Christmas.
Yeah, this is just the clip-on.
Sweet.
Just to show you that it has just the clip on the back.
Can you show us how you clip it to your phone? Is that possible? Can you show us how to clip it to your phone?
Literally. You can clip it anywhere. You can clip it to the bottom. You could clip it to the side.
Nice.
It's, super easy. And
I love that.
I bet you if you even went to a dollar store, you could find something like this.
I'm getting tangled up in my stuff. So I'm going to plug this one in. Guys, this is still in the plastic. This one's from Christmas.
We literally have all the tools.
Exactly. Again, from James. It's this, it's got a clamp on it, so I can clip it to any desk, because we're talking lighting. But then I can bend this in it could be over top. I can make it into a L shape if I'm wanting to highlight like a certain space, that type of stuff. I'll go ahead and turn it on so you can see how it goes. It's pretty bright. I can turn it up and turn it down. I think I can even change you can change the color of it. Anyway, I'm gonna turn it off so you can see it again. But it's just this little light. If you're looking for adding light in a very specific place, it's a great way to do that. Back to Stephanie's adapter thing. Yes, I have this little one from Anker. It's got, because my Mac now is the USB-C, and I was running into having to have all these tiny little dongles for it. So this has 2 USB spots. It has an HDMI, so I can put it on my screen, and it also has extra USB-C because I only have 2, and usually I need 1 for my power, and then another one for my mouse. I know, guys, I do not use a wireless mouse. When I'm doing animations, that Bluetooth dropping in intricate moments drove me bananas. So I actually use a wired mouse for that's just a cheapy mouse thing. Okay, we were talking. I'm gonna do one more lighting thing and stuff, and then I'm gonna hand it back to you. But I'm gonna run and go get a couple of things because we'll move maybe move into audio stuff too in my next segment. But just really quickly, hi everybody. This is the light that I'm currently using. So it is a soft box light is what it's called. Sorry if you can't hear me now, but this like expands. This can come off. I'm gonna probably knock it over, but you can add that soft box part of it. There's a set of them that you can get. It's very dark here today, actually, because rain and stuff. But you can get these as well from the link on Amazon, and I think they might come in a pack of 2, if I'm not mistaken, because the other one's upstairs. But that whole setup collapses down, and it has its own little carrying case, so you can take it wherever you go. So Steph, I'm gonna mute, but I'm gonna listen in because I have to run to the car. And the other thing, just really fast, I'll be right back.
So I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I'm not able to show you, but if you're looking at ways to, within platform, do green screen, create your own GIFs, anybody who's on Instagram would likely know that Instagram has a green screen feature, and that's fantastic. It has multiple ways to do green screen, so that's wonderful. But if you're trying to do some filming of yourself and then put yourself in a different environment without full video production, you can just buy literally a full white backdrop, a black backdrop, green, it doesn't matter, but full ones. And I have 2 sets for when we're out shooting different, well, whether it's photography or videography, with, again, the full stands to create that backdrop. And that was under $100 as well. The other thing I wanted to talk about before Elizabeth returns is, again, in platform. So Elizabeth referred to a tool that she uses, the camera, that will then follow her as she is filming or talking. And many people have probably seen it in not necessarily CapCut, but in other platforms like TikTok or Instagram Reels. But Instagram has now added a feature that follows you. So I used it last week to create one of my reels. So whether you're sitting down, it works best when you're standing up and you can be far away from your phone, if you're using your phone to create the video. And it will, again, once you find it, and I'll put the link as well in, just so that you can see what Instagram feature I'm referring to. You can use it for Instagram stories, you can use it for Instagram Reels, and then hit that beautiful save button so it's in your saved filters. So again, it's an effect, but it's that same tracking the movement, and it actually tells you stand back, and then it will track you. So if you like to talk with your hands like I do and you're standing back, or maybe you're working on your latest dance moves for a TikTok video, whatever the case may be, it will actually track you. So think about the stuff that are tools within platforms to make yourself, again, push the buttons, show up in a different way, and add more time back into your day. So those are Elizabeth's, again, the Instagram feature that allows the tracking that I was talking about, and also the ability of whether you shoot a lot of photos or video on your own and you want to be able to drop yourself or use green screen, go ahead. I purchased literally a whole package, like you were saying, with the stands and the drops, whether those are white, black, for under $100.
Sweet. Totally locked myself out of the church and had to run around. So that's what's happening during all that. So
we're resistance training, we're pushing the buttons, we're doing all the things.
Getting my steps in the rain. But it was great listening. And so I did, Richard commented on LinkedIn. He said, what should you look for in a handheld? The pair of them currently look like nunchucks. So you're DJI. Ninja Stephanie. What do you look for in that?
Again, I don't overcomplicate. The brand on these ones are DJI. There's probably I don't even know how many versions of a handheld. DJI also does drones and stuff. And so my husband is a drone operator, certified drone operator. So, I learned some of these tips and tricks from him along the way, but they're super simple, right? To be able to zoom back and forth. They're so easy, the buttons, like anybody
Yeah.
could use these.
And they do
What
have an app. The DJI Osmos have an app that you can Bluetooth your
Yes.
phone into it, so it's even more sensitive. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And I mean, they even have like the speaker, right? Like the mic on it built in. But the stability is the key here. The stability is here. So again, when you're out and about or you're having somebody film you, let's say you're doing a workshop, you're delivering a workshop or you're producing an event, you're trying to get some behind the scenes stuff so that you can use it in other platforms. This again, that nice pan, that smooth cinematic feel that we're looking for. Again, your phone is good, but you have to be able to really manage that. And if it's something for a long period of time, holding your phone like this, watch out for the hand cramp. So handhelds are a wonderful feature and really affordable tool to add to your toolkit.
So James was watching and he said, when you said you were running out to the car, I said to myself, oh, I wonder if she took the keys up there. And it turns out you didn't take the keys. So thanks, James, for that. Samir on LinkedIn also said he loves the Anker USB side of things. He said it works well. Oh, I didn't realize that. It works well with an iPad as well. And you can mirror your screen using the HDMI port there, which is absolutely fascinating. So you could plug this into your iPad and have it on your screen as well. So you could have like multiple screens. And my mom's watching too. Hey, Mom. She said that the lights do come in a 2-pack because they were actually the ones that bought those. So thank you, Mom. And thank you, Dean, for the potato. You said vertical or horizontal. Hopefully, Dean, I think you mean by filming. And it depends where you're wanting to show up. Obviously, short form content, vertical is the way to go, especially that's LinkedIn, X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all vertical. YouTube Shorts, vertical. But YouTube long form content is horizontal, and really like any long form content is probably better for you to go horizontal with that. Okay, my last couple of things I wanted to think. Keep commenting if you have questions or anything else. We'll try to get to those. Okay, you talked about charging and power bank. Okay, this one's super flashy. Hi, Mom. Yeah, I still have your thing. So my aunt Susan sent this to my mom before their big trip to Ireland that they went to, but it's actually a power bank that looks like a lipstick case. Anyway, you do not have to get them glitter approved. But if you look here on this one's a lightning plug, but you could probably, when the new phones, I think use USB. C, but you charge this on the side here. This is actually USB-C. You charge it on your computer, and then you can charge up this power bank. So if you're out filming and out doing things throughout the day, you have your own battery backup wherever you are. So when James and I went to Europe last year, Mom loaned this to me, and I still have. No,
Mom,
she got a new phone.
She's giving it back today.
Her phone doesn't fit this anymore. But she donated it to my cause. So throughout our whole day there in the UK, and when we were exploring Paris, like I had extra battery power. Now I do recommend, if you're gonna plug your phone into this, and I recommend this if you're out traveling, period, turn your airplane mode on. It'll save your battery because it's not trying to download and upload. But when you turn on your airplane mode and you plug one of these things in, it speeds up the battery charging. That's true anywhere. If you plug your phone into a wired into the wall and you need it to charge fast, turn it on airplane mode because it's focusing only on charging and on nothing else. Okay, quick, I'm gonna hit audio. So this is one of my favorite fun ones that's usually less than $10, and it gets people's attention because you have this tiny little microphone that you're using, but the sound on it is actually decent, and that's the part I'm surprised at. Now the other side of this, the pluggy side of it, you've got a headphone jack, so you can actually still listen, but it's this ancient audio cord thing. So I do have these, and they're in the link too. These dongles that you can use to plug it in. Now, you need to check. You need to know which one your phone actually takes. Mine still is the Lightning one, but they make these that are USB-C, so it goes from the audio to the USB-C, but it's just a fun way for you to get some better sound. Finally, my other microphone, again, I've stolen this from my father. Thank you, Daddy. Is this podcast mic that I that I use on a regular basis. Yes, it's amazing. So this is a Samsung podcast mic, and the microphone comes by itself, and then there's the stand that you can get. Again, this is a heavy weighted stand, so it doesn't fall over. There is a mute button here, and on the back side that you can use it in multiple ways. So currently I have headphones, cheapy, actually got these on an airplane because I just needed the janky stuff there. And then this one's actually a USB-C to my computer, or you can use these for audio, like for real recording, like music type, XLR type audio situation. Now, you don't have to get this stand. You can get super fancy with one of those like podcasts, like over the arm, like it could be in my face type thing if you wanted, but because the microphones and the stands are sold separately typically, but I like this little desktop stand. So the audio quality on it is amazing. If I unplugged it right now, you wouldn't be able to hear me though. So so that's the audio that I am using. Okay, back to you, Steph.
Oh, that was so fun. And then you made me think, okay, well, like this is my microphone, which is different. Rode is the brand, and I started using that back in, I guess, 2020. When I had a little more time on my hands and decided, I wanted to do that podcast thing that was on my to-do list. The other thing is, I will say my battery pack is not as cool as your mom's. So, it's pretty basic, but it does the trick. And the last thing I wanted to say is because, well, I know our friend Richard is watching, and while he is not a coffee drinker, he is a tea drinker. That's okay. That's encouraged too. Another gift from a teenager, my son. So this will keep my lattes warm on my desk. There's a timer, there's 3 different temperatures, and all you do is set it on. It's a standard plug-in, and while I'm here in my office doing the work, once the latte arrives, I can just put it on the warmer and it stays warm. And I'm sorry, it is a tool in my toolkit. Just saying.
Exactly. So I did want to read some of our comments here. Summer, I'm so glad you're watching. She said, excited to learn from you both. Richard also said, one of my favorite tools that is massively underrated is the brilliant brain of Elizabeth. I know when she reads this, she's going to go redder than a tomato.
This is true.
It's true. The redder than a tomato. It's happening. I had to hit see more to see all that. If I saw my name in there, I probably wouldn't have read that one out loud, Richard. He said also some of his favorite tools, my selfie light, my mic, my portable microphone are all brilliant. And my favorite tool is tea, caffeine, and imagination, which is amazing. So you were talking about comfort parts of creating. So I think it was like 2 years ago, James got me a set. There's like 5 pairs of these fingerless gloves because, girlfriend, my hands get freezing cold, but you still need to be able to use it. These are actually the ones he stole because I took him from his office to show you. But there was like, he didn't want the pink and the orange. I got all those. So he uses the gray ones here, but it's a great gift for anybody who's doing a lot of typing and they live in a cooler climate because it actually does help keep your hands warm, but you can still have the touch screens and you can still type really well. So check those out too.
You know what I realized? Well, first of all, I'm so getting those gloves because I'm constantly cold, and I live in Canada. Hello, cooler climate. My chair.
Yes.
It's like so. I've had this chair now for 5-ish years. It's actually a gaming chair.
Yep.
It's a gaming chair. I do not game. I do. I
Oh,
don't.
you play the game. Don't even joke. You play.
Well, I don't do the video
Oh, the
games
video games. Got it. Got
very
it.
well. But yeah, it was on a great deal during, the Black Friday, Cyber Monday kind of weekend. And I was like, I need that chair because I sit so many hours in it, whether I'm doing virtual calls, creating, writing, planning events, whatever the case may be. And so I invested in a good chair so that I can be in my space and be comfortable. So when you said comfort tools, this is definitely a comfort tool.
I also invested in. I didn't get a picture. I'll add it to the link because on LinkedIn right now you can see in the comments section there is a link to the store where some of these items are, and we're gonna get Stephanie's items added up there soon. But I actually got it from Facebook Marketplace, but but I got a standing desk and a treadmill underneath because there's certain parts of when I'm in the animation process that don't require fidgety stuff. It's just rendering animations and stuff. So I think about time blocking in the sense of how can I set up that part of my day. I chunk all those things in one batch so that I can go get on the treadmill and just click through while I'm doing it. But making sure that I'm spending some of the time standing, and there's different we even have and that's in the other room, but it's a thing that you put on a tabletop to make your any tabletop into a standing desk. But I actually have a standing desk and a treadmill that I use, a walking treadmill, so that I can check it out. But anyway, wow, Steph, we just talked around the world and back again. And like we've had so many people watching, like on LinkedIn
I'm
and
not
stuff.
caffeinated. Like
I
we
know.
just plowed through that. As I was holding up my thing, I was like, oh, I have no latte, not without my coffee. Yes, exactly. But there you have it. I really enjoyed the conversation, Elizabeth, just because it gives people ideas of how are people creating that, or what are they using to do that with. And we've kind of laid it all out there. I mean, we were grabbing things from our backpacks, our cars, what's in the bin next to my desk, and this is exactly it. Whatever you need to put in your toolkit to allow you to create content from a place of service.
Yeah.
How can I show up, add value to my community, but not stress out as much about it, because it can be overwhelming. We know that between content calendars and all the things that we're trying to do, those client deliverables, get out and actually do that business development work and meet the people that we want to work with. If these tools and these ideas kind of spurred some thoughts, as Elizabeth said, there's going to be links. There's already links into Elizabeth's shop for most, if not all, of the tools that Elizabeth referred to. Myself, not as organized, as you said, a hot mess.
We're gonna get you organized.
There be the list and links to the tools that I was referring to. If you have thoughts, questions, ideas, more tools that you'd like to share, please do so. We'll go back and take a look at those comments, and we'll see you right here, Cultivate Weekly, next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern.
At 10 a.m.
Elizabeth?
Yeah, and guys, if you're watching and you have questions, or you would like a brainstorming session with Stephanie and I, please drop your questions or even your niche in the comments below, because we love having that example, because we always go back to candle makers, and I don't think either of us actually have a candle maker in the that we might in social media.
No, but I do have a candle in my office.
So we would love to use you as our practical examples when we're giving ideas for content creation, etc. So be sure to tune back in, because we love talking about this and we love helping you all be able to figure these things out. Again, you do not need all of these things. We just went through a million things, but you do need to think about how you create content and making sure you're investing in the parts that matter most. If you are someone who does a lot of conversation and you're leaning heavy into conversation, more than video, you need to invest in your audio system, whatever that is. So you might need to really do the upgrade there and not worry about the video quality, because if people are just listening to you talk, you want to make sure that you've got that part covered. So think about how you're creating content, and then think about, okay, the tool that I need to invest in first is the one where I'm leaning in the heaviest in this. So anyway, it's going to be a great time. We don't know what we're talking about next week, but it will be fantastic and wonderful, and hopefully we'll make you laugh. So we'll see you next Tuesday.
Cups up, everyone. Have a great week.
Cups up. And we're good.
Excellent.
We had more